Welcome to Goldcrest Valley for a guide to, with me, MrSealyp. Tools and tipper trailers. That's what I'm looking at in this guide to. Couple of tools and a couple of tipper trailers. We've got the Massey Ferguson 110 tipper trailer, the Massey Ferguson 140 tipper trailer. We've got the Massey Ferguson 200 trailed forage header. And the Massey Ferguson 260 trailed. Well, this is more of a harvester. That's more of a kind of header, a collector, and that's more of a harvester. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. All of these can be found in the store. Standard setting when you go into the store is normally like this. If you do on PlayStation, R1, it takes you to the manufacturer page. Scroll across until you get to Massey Ferguson. All of the new mod pack, if you've installed it, will be under the old Massey Ferguson logo, not the new Massey Ferguson logo. All the equipment is in here. So we have got the Massey Ferguson 110 tipper trailer. This is a 10,000 litre trailer, circa 1989. And you have a couple of options. You can have standard or with a loading wall, so it kind of adds sides onto it. That would generally be if you're doing silaging, which is kind of what I'm doing, but I've given two options today. I'll show you. It shows it takes, put my teeth back in, it takes all of those crops it says down below. We have then got the Massey Ferguson 140, which is a slightly larger version of the same. This has got a twin axle. It's 14,000 litres, again 1989, takes all of those crops, and your options available are standard or with a loading wall. And then the two tools that we're looking at today in conjunction with those are the Massey Ferguson 200. These are 1970s machinery. So this is a forage header, trailed forage header. It's a kind of a pickup, and we'll have a look at that in a little bit. And then we've got the Massey Ferguson 260. It says combines harvest the indicated fruit types. There's only one fruit type I can get this to work on at the moment, so I'm assuming that's correct. I think it's correct. And this is more of a harvester than just a trailed pickup type thing. There are no options available on either of those. They are as they are. So we'll have a very quick look round. They're nice trailers, very, very good. I think, I haven't tried this actually, but I think you can link them. You've got the tow ball on the back, and we've got obviously the hitch at the front, so I'm assuming that we can hook more of these up if you wanted to. Good ground clearance, single axle on the 110. Moving over to the 140, that's without sideboards, obviously, that's standard. And then the Massey Ferguson 140, twin axle, again nice ground clearance, tow ball on the back, well tow ball and hitch, isn't it, I think, yeah, bit of both in there. And then we've got the sideboards on the top, so that one I've added the sideboards just to give you a bit more height. It doesn't give you any more capacity, at the end of the day, still 14,000 litres, but it's what you would do if you're silaging and that kind of thing, because obviously the silage I believe takes up more room because it's not as tightly compacted or packed down, as opposed to seed and grain, which kind of finds its level. But there you go. I could be waffling, it could be wrong, but I'm sure that's pretty much why it's supposed to be. So the first tool then is the Massey Ferguson 200. This is a trailed pickup. These little splines spin round, bring it into here, take it up through the pipe, and the pipe will chuck it into whatever trailer you are towing along with it. It has a front hook up and it has a rear hitch, so you can actually hook the trailer up behind it, tow them both, and you can do it all in one swift and subtle movement. And then the Massey Ferguson 260, again, does the same sort of thing, but this is more of a harvester. This will actually harvest the crop as you go through it and do the same thing. It turns it into chaff, up the pipe, chucks it into whatever trailer you are pulling behind. So let's check these out in action. I've gone for the Massey Ferguson Series 600s, the 699, which is the larger of the horsepower, and I've got row crops on so I don't do any damage to any crops, although I did realise very, very quickly that the first one, the 200, won't do that. It won't be a problem because it's actually for picking up grass. So let's get across this road without getting run over or killed. Now unfortunately, unlike FS15, where there was an attachment for the forage harvesters, which was a kind of a pickup, it's kind of like a hoover really, picks everything up, and you could do straw swaths with it as well and turn those into chaff. On FS17 they kind of stopped that happening, so this is really predominantly for grass. It'll pick up straw swaths, maybe even hay, but I don't know why you would turn it into hay to then just chaff it. You might as well just do the grass. So this is a grass pickup for all intents and purposes. So what we will do is open the piece of machinery so it's in its operating position, then pipe out. The pipe will swing round and point itself into whatever trailer you're using, and as you drive forward that will set itself into a nice position. It is offset to the side. Then when we turn this on, it lowers it, turns it on, everything starts spinning very nicely, as you can see in this lovely close-up. And then as we come back out, that will pick up the grass and put it. Now for some reason there's no animation of it actually sort of spewing out of the pipe. I don't know why, but the trailer is filling up. We are getting our grass going in there, so it is working. It's just not showing the animation for it, which is a bit of a pity. I don't know if on PC the animation works or whether it's just on my PS4 or whether on Xbox it's doing it. I really don't know, but there's no animation for that. But it's doing what it should be doing. It's picking up the grass in its swath, chucking it in the back. Now interestingly, bottom right hand corner, it's still showing it as grass. It's not showing it as chaff, having chaffed it, but you can put grass into the bunker silos and that will be chaff, that's fine. Now that's doing it with a tractor. The other option available, and I had a bit of a fiddle around with this, and it's not pretty, it's certainly not neat. Just turn that off and disconnect the tractor, is this. Turn the engine off, there we go. If you want to use the Massey Ferguson 885, you can. I know it's got a bit of an offset, so it's a bit peculiar, but if you wanted to do it kind of all in one fluid motion, I'm trying to do this without destroying all the grass as I drive over it, but so if I hook that up to it, I've now got the 885, which is the cutter, the mower. Turn that on, drop that, then turn that on as well. Now it's offset on the first pass, so obviously going up like this it's going to miss it on the first pass. But what you can do is on a bigger field, as you do more strips, when you then get onto the next strip over, it will pick it up, if that kind of makes sense. The first strip, obviously this is going to miss, so you might want to do one row, and then as you keep going it will then pick up the swaths. It's not by any means conventional or normal, it's a bit of an odd way of doing it. Because it's offset, it'd be better if you had an option where you could put it straight behind, but if I now turn around, so you are technically mowing at the same time, so rather than just pull it with a tractor, you are doing an operation while you're doing it. So what would happen now, if I was coming back down the field, I'd be cutting my next strip, but then that behind would then be picking up the grass from the previous strip, if you see what I mean. Just come over a little bit. like I say, it's not a conventional setup. It's not probably what it was designed for, but it does work. And weirdly enough, the animation is working now for picking up the grass. I don't know why it wasn't doing it before. That's peculiar, but it is working now. There we go, look. It is working. So, those are the couple of options available. And we are getting our grass picked up. Turn it off. And hop out. So, you can do it by tractor, you can do it with the 885, but that is in essence like a hoover. It's just going to pick up anything you've left behind grass wise and probably hay. What it will not do is pick up straw swaths. I've tried, believe me. And this itself is not a cutter, it is literally, it just picks up. If you try and drive through a crop with that, it won't do anything at all. So it will only do grass, maybe hay, and puts into the trailer, ready to be taken off, in conjunction with the tractor, or with the Massey Ferguson 885, or a tractor with a mower on the front. In all honesty, unfortunately these ones don't have a front 3-point linkage, but if you picked a smaller tractor and maybe put a front mower on it, it would do exactly the same. The problem being it would still be offset, so whether you use this or use a tractor with the front mower on it, it's still offset, so you'd have to get into a bit of a rhythm and work out the best way of doing it. But anyway, that is the Massey Ferguson 200. That is the Massey Ferguson 110 tipper trailer. On to the next one. So we'll jump in the next of our Massey Ferguson Series 600s, the 699, and we'll hook up to this particular one. Now, this is a very specific header. This will not cut any crop. It won't do anything. I mean, when I say anything, I don't mean it won't do anything at all. It won't do any crop. It will only do one specific crop. So that soybean there, I've tried it on that, it won't cut soybean and harvest it. It will only cut corn or maize. Okay? So if you're going to do a big old silage harvest and you can't afford a big forage harvester, this is actually not a bad option. There are other options available under forage harvesters. If we have a quick look under forage harvesters, which are here, there is the Pottinger. Now the Pottinger MEX 5 does the same thing as this, but attaches onto the front of a tractor and then spews it all over the top. This one obviously is a trailed one. That was 2.2 meters wide. I don't know if this one actually says the width. Oh, 2 meters. So not much difference actually. But this is what it does. So we'll put it into its operating position. Again, slightly offset, which is fine. Realistically, I didn't need to put the row crops on because the point of it being offset is you're not going to go over the crop. You shouldn't damage it. Oh no, you would do coming the other way. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so pipe out. Swing the pipe round to the trailer. And then we'll turn it on. So our screw bar and there is rotating, each screw facing inwards, so it'll take it to the middle to go up the pipe. Kind of like a corn header with those two kind of channeled sort of teeth, I think. I don't know what you would call them actually. They're normally like cone shaped. So as we drive into the crop, slightly offset, there we go. It will cut down the corn or maize and chaff it. This one, bottom right hand corner, the symbol is actually showing chaff, not grass, because it is turning into chaff. This is more of a harvester than just a trailed header or a pickup. Now, as I came across here earlier, I did try it, so I have got a little bit out of the way. Doesn't like the bumpy ground though. But that is what it does. Now, turning around completely, yes, I would be driving through the crop. So unless I go around to do the other edge of the field and do that each time, just turn that for a second. So you might notice as you turn it on, it sinks down into its operating position and comes back up again when you turn it off. So no need for a $400,000, euro or pound forage harvester when you can get this little beauty. Obviously this is going to take much longer. It's a very small header, but it's doing exactly the same job. You are chaffing, so if you're starting your farm off and you want to be getting your bunker silos filled up for your animals, whatever you're going to be doing, this is a very cheap alternative. It looks good, it works well. Again, Blacksheep modding done a brilliant job. This mod pack is just fantastic. It really is great. The machinery works well, looks good, does exactly what it should be doing. Yeah, great mods. Barris, I hope this is what you were hoping for. I was asked could I do a quick review on these headers, so there you go, I've done it. I was intending to do them anyway, but there you go. I hope it's been useful. Like I say, I'm not doing all of the bits of equipment. I might do a quick review on the bale trailer, maybe, but other than that, another Massey Ferguson mod pack review complete. The Massey Ferguson 140 tipper trailer and the Massey Ferguson 260 trailed harvester, forage harvester. I hope you found it useful, hope you found it interesting. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share the video, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.